Now, here we have one of the most extraordinary moments in the history of disclosure, and certainly for Congress to put something like this together. And it was pretty aggressive, and I think that we need that. But then we had David Grush, and his testimony and the statements that he said were dramatic.
Yes.
Non-human biologics were suddenly part of the vernacular, and this is part of the conversation, and recovery of craft. And
intact extraterrestrial.
Addresses and everything. These were big revelations.
Yeah.
But the questions coming back from Congress seem to be on point. But what about the transparency on this? They seem to be taken by surprise.
Well, the fact is that virtually all the people that were there, it was a subcommittee. It was the National Security Subcommittee of the House Oversight Committee. I was there in talking with the staff people when we were doing it. And they had not expected David Grush to tell them what he did in the open. He told them flat out that based upon his role in being an official in a position overseeing and investigating the UFO issue or the UAP issue, he stated flat out that we were in possession, the government was in possession of an intact, non-human origin spacecraft. That's how he characterized it. And that there was biological evidence of non-human intelligence connected to that craft. Now, one would have thought that that was going to end up on the front page of the New York Times the next day, but it didn't. But the fact is, millions of people saw it. That went out all across the country, and it was rebroadcast and rebroadcast. I was talking with Dave just before he gave the testimony, and then just after, and I've been talking to his lawyer, and I was talking to the members of the Oversight Committee. So it's clear that they want to get that information, even that he wasn't able to give them the details. They said, for example, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, she said, where do we go to find this craft? And he said, I can't tell you that in open session. But he agreed he would give it to them. So I met with the staff, I met with AOC and with Jamie Raskin right after the hearing and said, we can get you hooked up with David Grush to get to the first person witnesses. He was a second party witness saying he's talked to them who have said they've been there with the craft, so that they need to get the names of the people that have been there, put their hand on it.
Let me jump in, because that's a very important point. This is a world issue. This isn't just an American issue for sure. But when you say these things in public, that you have the addresses and you're going to provide the locations of this and you're going to go ahead and do this to the committee, doesn't that tip the hat to the corporations and anybody that is working in a special access program to move and suddenly have a shell game where you can take the craft and move it to another location or to another country? And then we lose that transparency, and anything that would be presented is nullified. Isn't that a concern?
Well, one of the things that you'll know during my career in all of this, having been involved in the Watergate burglary and the Pentagon Papers, et cetera, the effort to conceal and lie and manipulate after the public knows about a thing gets the people in more trouble than the issue itself. The cover-up is worse than the event sometimes. And so if they start doing that kind of thing and get caught doing it, it's going to be like, hiding the papers after the Congress has subpoenaed them. So there's a parallel track in understanding what it is they have, and if they try to conceal it or lie about it, what is going to be done about that? And so the new statute that is being drafted has got subpoena power, so that the Congress can actually subpoena the actual persons and take depositions from them and say, did you have it at the time we notified you? Did you move it anywhere? If you did, where did you move it? Et cetera. So that there's an inquisitional process that is now starting. And Congress is going to extract this information from the executive branch and from the private corporations, these military contractors, and that they not only have subpoena power, but they have the power to hold them in contempt.